All right, so are you ready to dive into a world where, like, button mashing can actually lead to scholarships?
Scholarships in billion-dollar industries? It's pretty wild.
Yeah, you've probably heard about esports exploding globally.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's projected to hit almost $300 million globally and over $1 billion here in the U.S. just this year. But here's the thing. What you might not know is how this is all shaking up high schools across the country.
It's really interesting how it's starting to hit, like, mainstream institutions now.
Exactly. And that's where our deep dive takes us today. We're going to unpack this proposal for a brand new varsity esports team at Homewood Flossmoor High School. And this isn't just some, like, idea scribbled on a napkin.
Right.
This is a serious plan from Khalid and Veranda Finley.
Okay.
They're alumni parents, and they are serious about bringing esports to HFHS.
And their sons are involved too, right?
Oh, yeah, big time. Their sons, Jaden and Josiah. They've been training with this organization called Advent Gaming.
Advent Gaming.
Yeah, it's a professional esports coaching organization for over 4 years.
So they've had professional coaching since they were like, what?
I mean, these kids aren't just messing around in the basement.
Right.
They're being groomed for a competitive landscape.
That's a whole other level of parental support.
It really is. And their proposal, it goes beyond just wanting their sons to play games at school.
Okay.
They're advocating for a structured program with a dedicated coach, a permanent sponsor, and a diverse team of 10 players.
So like a real team, a real sports team.
Exactly. And they're not just like, throwing this out there.
Right.
They even mentioned gauging interest from other parents on social media.
Smart.
Tapping into that community aspect.
Yeah.
This is starting to sound a lot like a traditional sports program.
Yeah, it is. There's like a real structure to it.
And they've got the numbers to back it up.
Yeah.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 high school students play video games?
That's a lot.
That's a ton. It's like almost everybody.
It really shows how much gaming is part of this generation.
Oh, yeah. And here's another one. 68% of those students, they aren't involved in traditional sports.
So you've got this huge pool of potential esports athletes.
Exactly. The Finleys are saying, like, hey, let's engage these kids in a way that speaks to them.
Right.
And maybe opens up some new doors for them.
Makes sense.
And speaking of opportunities, the Finleys specifically recommend partnering with the High School Esports League.
HSCL.
Yeah, or HSEL. And this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, I'm listening.
They aren't just talking about forming a team and letting them loose in the digital wild.
So there's structure.
Oh, yeah. This is about organized competition. And get this, scholarships.
Scholarships. Wow. Okay, so this is serious business.
HSEL has already awarded over $700,000 in scholarships.
That's incredible. It's like a real pathway to college now.
It really is. They provide a framework for schools to integrate esports into their curriculum.
So it's not just about playing.
No, they have gaming courses, seasonal tournaments, and even national championships.
It's like they've taken the playbook from traditional sports.
Exactly. But here's the question that pops into my mind.
Okay.
Is this just about following a trend, or is there something more here?
That's a great question. It's like, is this just a fad, or is this something bigger?
Right. And the Finleys highlight HSEL's commitment to student development programs and safety measures.
Interesting.
It's not just about winning.
Right.
They're thinking about the whole picture.
So kind of like how traditional sports teach you teamwork and discipline.
Yeah, exactly. Could esports do the same thing?
It's interesting to think about because we usually think of video games as solitary.
Right. But competitive gaming.
It requires working together, communication, strategic thinking.
And those are valuable skills no matter what you do.
Absolutely. You need that in any job.
So this isn't just kids having fun playing games.
Right.
This is about taking their passion, giving it structure, and maybe even nurturing the next generation of tech innovators, entrepreneurs. Who knows?
It's pretty amazing when you think about it. It's like this proposal is a glimpse into how high schools are changing.
They're evolving to meet the needs of today's students.
Embracing the digital age, not being afraid of it, and it's happening against the backdrop of this huge esports boom.
Right.
Remember those crazy revenue projections?
Yeah.
It's not just a hobby anymore, it's a real industry.
With real jobs.
Yes.
It's like we're watching something huge being born. And this proposal shows how it's changing education.
And I think the Finleys are smart to partner with HSEL.
Yeah.
They bring that structure and legitimacy that a new program needs.
But even though this proposal looks great,
Yeah.
I can't help but think about the challenges bringing esports into a traditional high school.
Right. It's not going to be easy.
There's got to be some hurdles.
Absolutely.
Some people might see it as a distraction.
Yeah, like it's taking away from academics or real sports.
And then there's the practical stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Funding equipment, finding qualified coaches.
All big issues.
Where's the money going to come from?
Right. Equipment isn't cheap. And then there's travel for tournaments, software licenses.
And coaches.
Yeah, good coaches.
It makes you wonder if some schools might just like put some consoles in a room and call it a day.
That's the worry, right? Without real investment.
Without a real program.
It could just become another after-school club.
Right, and not have the same opportunities as traditional sports.
And then there's the whole screen time issue.
Oh yeah, parents are already worried about that.
Right.
Adding esports might make them even more worried.
That's a valid concern. But I think this is where the Finleys are smart.
Okay.
They emphasize how HSEL focuses on student development.
So it's more than just the game.
Right. It's about things like time management, digital citizenship, even physical wellness.
It's about being a well-rounded person.
Exactly. Which is important for parents to see.
Definitely.
But we can't forget about the downsides of competitive gaming.
Yeah, there's potential for burnout, too much pressure.
It's like any competitive activity, you can get obsessed.
How do you keep it healthy?
That's where a good coach is so important.
They need to be mentors.
Not just gaming experts.
Guide these kids. Help them find balance.
It's a tough job. But if it's done right, this could be huge for schools and students.
Imagine esports becoming as normal as football or basketball.
Wow.
Varsity esports teams competing for state championships.
Colleges giving out esports scholarships.
Scouts looking for the next big star.
It's a whole new world.
But let's shift gears for a second.
Okay.
We've talked about the benefits for students.
Right.
But what about the schools themselves?
Good point. What's in it for them?
I think it could be a big draw for new students.
Yeah, especially tech-savvy kids.
It's like the school is saying, hey, we get it. We're cool. We're current.
Exactly. And it could help engage students who aren't into traditional academics.
Esports could be a way to get them interested in STEM.
Right, like coding, game design, even event management.
It's like sneaking in, learning through the back door.
Using their passion to open up new paths.
And don't forget about the community aspect.
Right.
It can bring students together who might not fit in elsewhere.
It's a place to belong.
To build teamwork and leadership skills.
It's amazing how this one proposal from two parents
could have such a ripple effect.
Impacting the whole school and maybe even beyond.
It shows the power of individual action.
And how education is adapting to a changing world.
This isn't just a proposal on paper.
No, it's a sign of a bigger shift.
Technology is changing everything.
Entertainment, education, everything.
It's like we're looking at this one high school and seeing the future reflected back at us.
That's a great way to put it.
But here's the big question.
Okay, but what is it?
What does this mean for our listener?
For someone hearing about this for the first time.
What can they take away from this?
Well, I think the big takeaway is that esports, it's not just a game.
Right.
It's this whole cultural thing, this growing industry with tons of opportunities.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're a parent, a student, whoever. If you're curious about the future, this is something to watch.
We started with this proposal, and we've uncovered so much. It's about education. It's about what it means to be a student athlete.
It really makes you think differently about things.
Yeah.
We always thought of sports as physical.
Right. Strength, speed, all that.
But esports, it's all about mental skills, strategy, quick thinking.
And you can't do it alone. You need teamwork, communication, grace under pressure.
And those are the skills you need to succeed in any field these days.
Especially with tech everywhere.
Exactly.
And think about the jobs that are out there.
Oh, yeah.
Pro gamers, coaches, analysts, shoutcasters, game developers, event organizers. It's a whole world. And it's not just about gaming itself.
Right.
The skills you learn, they apply to so many things.
Problem solving, critical thinking, adaptability, that's valuable everywhere.
And colleges are starting to notice.
Yeah.
They're offering esports scholarships, building dedicated programs with amazing facilities. So picture this.
Okay.
In a few years, you might see captain of the varsity esports team right next to star quarterback on a college application.
Wow.
It's changing so fast.
It's mind-blowing.
And it's not just about awards or getting into college,
Right.
esports.
Right.
It can be a real community,
Definitely.
a place for students who might not fit in with traditional stuff.
Yeah.
To find their people, their passion, their place to shine.
It's about recognizing that everyone has something special to offer.
And you know what? Maybe the next big tech innovator, the next Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, they're not on the basketball court.
Nope.
They're in the virtual world of League of Legends or Valorant. Right now, honing their skills.
It's an exciting time.
It is.
And a little scary because we don't know what's next, but that's what makes it so fascinating.
We're seeing a new era unfold.
Yeah.
Right before our eyes.
In entertainment, in education, and how we think about careers.
And it all starts with being open to change.
Yeah.
And willing to try new things.
To our listener out there,
don't write off esports as just a game.
Take a closer look.
Explore what's out there.
Challenge what you think you know.
You might be surprised by what you find.
And where this journey might take you.
That's it for this deep dive into the world of high school esports.
Code AdventXzakut 1 in the Fortnite item shop. Yep. Yeah, boy.